So the truth is kind of sad, but it just comes from a place of you guys not understanding where you currently exist. Are you present? What frequency are you operating at? And what your internal state is, what your energy's like. You really don't understand it, but you'll try to share photos of your life, and I'll sense your life when I'm around people in public, or if they're in my vicinity, I'll watch your videos. I'll see you try to convey emotion and it's not there. And I just wondered, I asked Angie, I said, well, what is it? Because I don't fucking care. Like when I show a video of Loon and I'm looking at her, I'm watching her, she is so amazing to me that it could bring tears to my eyes. It could give me the most power ever, that I could run through a fucking wall. It's such an array of emotion just by the energy that she gives off, but that the way I view her and the thoughts I'm having, what it does translates differently on camera. You guys fucking know it if you watch my Instagram. And I just wondered why, when I see their kids, because it's nothing against the kid or the person, why don't I fucking feel you? Why don't I fucking feel it? And it's because you're not present. It's because you don't fully back the situation. It's because your fear and your ego are in the way of me feeling the truth that you have about your kids, about yourself. So when the camera comes out, you guys block the real energy you have because of your fears and your inability to let go. My heart's open. That's why people come at me. They want that. That's a step towards our source energy and knowledge that's teaching us all the time. If your heart's open, you're able to download these messages. And most of you guys don't hear these messages that I speak of because you live constantly seeking approval of others and validation from external sources and people, instead of just reporting above and understanding your truth in each given moment. That what happens is you question and you doubt and you fear, and the ego steps in. And the only thing, the ego is supposed to protect you from like actual danger. But since there is no real danger in our modern society, the egos primarily will be protecting you from shame and embarrassment. So anytime someone's ego is predominantly surfacing, it's to protect them from shame and embarrassment. And since you question your life and you don't fully back it, that's with everything. Am I doing this right? Do they like this song? Is what I said a good representation of my knowledge and the level I'm at and who I'm trying to convey myself as? Authenticity is your highest frequency. I could make a video with no words said and you would know everything I said. A lot of people could not really understand the verbiage I use, but fully get what I'm saying. Energy exchange. Sometimes I could never find a video in my library that will get a lot of likes and that will send the right message. And it's because that's where I'm at. So this picture is a representation of me at that moment in my energy, as the world is a representation of you at that moment and your energy and the frequency and the vibration you're at. So that's why I say the world is it. The world is as it is. The world is not as it is. The world is as you are. And I like to put that smaller. The energy you put in that picture, in that video, is not as it is standing alone. That video, that picture, that energy in it is as you are when you made it and what you put into it after. If there's a caption, what you wrote into it. If you took a lot of time to pick a song and it really vibed together, how you felt about it. Everything is how you view it and how you feel it and what you put into it. And that goes to the smallest things. That's why you guys don't understand how powerful you are, but you're in the way. As soon as you were your authentic self, everything you do would be flawless. Every single post I did in the last like 5 or 6 hours, And I just did back-to-back ones over and over. They all hit like high-ass numbers. And on a day when I'm not feeling my best and I'm questioning myself because things aren't going my way and I'm in like an entitled state instead of a grateful state, I notice this happening. I feel that I'm blocking anything that's trying to take place. And Angie posted a good quote a long time ago that said, everything you ever want is already happening. Like everything you desire is already out there. Everything is already coming to you, or everything's already happening that you would wish to happen. It's just, are you repelling it or attracting it? Once you really start to cultivate that proper internal state, even the stuff you focus on that you think is there, it can't even get to you. I'm a firm believer. I'm starting to believe right now, because when I'm in a high frequency state, there is literally, it's not even that I don't see it. There is no negativity in the comments, no negative messages or DMs are making it to me. But when I'm in a negative place, I'm a magnet for it. And so it's coming to me and I actually see it. Whether it's still going on out there, it's always going on. So it's always going on, but I don't attract it. It's all you. It 100% is all you. And I'm going to get to the level to where no person, no negative event, nothing that can take me away from my vision and everything I'm planning to do in this life will even make it to me. It won't even be able to come to me. And you would think that because you lived a certain way, you would essentially draw that in just out of logic. No. It's because you believe out of logic that has to take place is why it takes place. The fact that you fear it is what brings it in. The fact that you try to repel it is what gives it its validity. It doesn't even exist if you're focused on other stuff. It won't even make it to you. You don't even have to acknowledge it. The acknowledgement of it is what brings it into fruition. Oh, man. There's a whole different level of understanding of everything. And it all started when I just was like, why when I film Loon and I look at her and I post her, everybody is like, oh my God, look at that babe. Look at her. She's beautiful. And that's not biased. It's my view. You guys are seeing my view. And I'm seeing yours. What the fuck is wrong with yours? You know what it is. It's the story you're telling yourself. I let myself go of everything like that. I let myself out of those fictional events that you're writing about yourself, even if they're true. You haven't elevated past them, because I have worse ones than you. But I actually see them as the events that shaped me. Like some of these quotes you guys share, but you don't really believe in because you didn't do the work to actually earn those syllables strung together. You just don't. You didn't. It's weird nowadays. But there's a whole different level of understanding. And I've showcased it over and over, even with my simple knowledge of energy, frequency, and vibration. People are like, what books did you read? I didn't read any fucking books. I saw a quote that said, if you want to know the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. And that was like, boom, it rung true to me. Probably because of the power behind the two people that backed that, which was Tesla and Einstein. And then when I saw the frequency chart, years later, I was like, oh my, it was like a fucking, it's like a treasure hunt or something. Like you find the one quote about frequency, you kind of sit on it, you understand it, you process it for years, and then you find this next piece, this frequency chart. You're not seeking any of it, and it all hits you at the right time. Oh my, what is this? This added to this, and then a quote just comes to you, a download. Your frequency is what you frequently see. Oh, hell no. Now things are coming together. And then it's like the world is not as it is. The world is as you are. And then you remember when you wrote that quote on your rack a long time ago, regret is your guideline. And you see the bottom of the chart is guilt and shame. And you've been teaching people for years to write down what they regret in the morning from the day before so that they don't get into that low frequency state of guilt and shame. And you didn't know you were just doing it all along, intuitively, because your intention was to help people and you were tapped in to source knowledge and information that most people couldn't even write down here. It's not even possible to encapsulate this knowledge that you would possess when you're fully in flow state and fully aligned. So what's the end result? Is it a tangible result? Is it a tangible result that you gain because you know all this esoteric knowledge or this language of energetics or this spiritual attachment that you've created? Do you gain tangible results in the sensory world? Or do you start to really see your bank account as how many hours out of the day you operate at a higher frequency, instead of placing your happiness on a number and your security on a number in an account, a checking and a savings, that's where your security lies? Would your security lie in knowing that it was completely under your control to put yourself in a high frequency state whenever you felt like it, because you had the tools? Now, if you put yourself in the high frequency state whenever you feel like it, well then, wouldn't you be impervious to defeat in anything you do? So if there was a task at hand, you would easily be able to accomplish it because you're no longer in that state of desire, anger, fear, guilt, shame. You're only in these high frequency states of love, enlightenment, acceptance, gratitude. And when you're in those states, there's no friction. You find answers very quick. You tap into answers not possible at the bottom. A lot of stuff to ponder, but I mean, the whole thing is you guys are massively powerful. And I would hope you go to my content often as a reminder throughout your day that you're fully in control of all these events. And then watch how you're no longer a victim to the fact that you got distracted. Your subconscious mind that's been writing a shitty story about you for a long time took over and sent you down a chain of events that brought you out of alignment. I love you guys. Baby's sleeping. I'm not going to yell, let's go, but let's fucking go. I love you guys.